My favorite thing about Guam is how clear and calm the waters of the beach are. I mean, look at this view, isn't it just gorgeous? Now, some people will choose to swim in the beach, some will choose to row a boat for their next competition, and for me, I'm pretty lucky because I have family, so I get to spend time at the beach with my cousin, who is a talazza master. Basically, a talazza is a net that we throw into the ocean and catch fish with. And because of how wide the net is and the stones at the end of the net, we're able to quickly trap the fish within a wider range. As you can see, there's a little guy that's trying to get out of the net. Oh, poor little guy. Now, the talad is pretty hard to master. I mean, it's not as easy as it looks. I mean, I try to give it a shot, but I'll let the results speak for themselves. Yeah, no, I sucked. So I gave it immediately back to my cousin, who's extremely good at throwing it. And thanks to him, we were able to catch some fish. And I held a breathing, living fish for the first time ever. I've never been able to catch a fish, for those who don't know. After packing up with sand all over our clothes, we got home and gave it to my grandma so she can make the fish into kelaguen, which is kind of like a chamorro ceviche. Now, technically, that's not the only place where you can catch fish or get fish. I mean, you can always get atulai or mackerel from Johnny Atulai from the side of the road. That's not actually his name, but it's easy for me to remember. But yeah, you can always get it off the road from him. I then asked my aunt to teach me how to weave a hat made out of palm leaves, and she was so nice, and she got me a palm, cut it for me, and immediately started working on it by stripping it so it can bend, which is pretty amazing and crazy. We then measured my huge head to see what the right circumference for that hat would be and bundled up the leaves to make them more flexible. Then my aunt, the master, taught me how to weave the leaves, which you would think would be easy until, actually you try it. See, there's just a lot going on with your fingers, like one's trying to hold the hat in place and the other's trying to weave, and the palm is kind of weird because if you bend it too much, it'll break, and if you bend it too little, it just doesn't work in general. I already had mad respect for my aunt when she taught me how to weave the bottom, but then she taught me how to make the top part of the hat, and my respect boosted to a crazy amount. I tried to weave, but my fat sausage fingers were not cooperating, and I eventually got the leaf to pull through the hole, and my hat started to look like this. We weren't done, to be honest, but I thought I looked so cool, so I modeled the hat for you guys. In the end, I had to take the leaves sticking out of this hat, and my aunt taught me how to tuck them into the hat so they could apply paint to the finished product and dry it for me to take home, because actually in Guam, you can only take brown hats out of the island. You can't take green hats. Then at night, I went to Chamorro village. It's such a must-see thing in Guam, and it's open only on Wednesday nights. Now, if you're a foodie like me and you're a meat lover, you'll be able to smell the tasty meat skewers on the grill and see some people who literally can cut coconut like that's what they were made to do. Now, Chamorros love big meals, so that's why we have set lunches, and here you can find Chamorro sets, Filipino sets, and even Japanese meal sets if you want some. There's also the container of yummy goodness filled with delicious juices with crazy flavors, and this is my review of a drink.
Want me to take your picture with it?
You can also try Chamorro baked goods like gozzeria and ruschetti, which you probably should have a drink with because it will suck all the moisture from your mouth, no joke. We also have these woven hats that are pretty cute, some jewelry for the women, and even some slingshots for the atsuotupat, or, the slingstone that was mentioned in the last video. There's also some nice jewelry for the men, and you cannot miss the shiny, iconic Guam jewelry with the Guam seal that literally almost everybody has, I swear. If you're feeling a little wild, you can also get a coconut with something Guam related on it and a personalized license plate as well. If you want to do something crazy, I dare you to ride a carabao. It's not something you can say that you've done anywhere, and when you tell people, they'll be like, what? But you can show them this cute little creature from Guam, and of course, at the end, it wouldn't be fun if we also didn't dance. So you can see some dance shows and also go to the center of Chamorro village to go and cha-cha with a dance partner on the dance floor. You can also see some elders kind of jamming out. Now, if you want to go to a market, but not a big one, go to the Minilan night market on Thursdays next to Santa Teresita Church, but don't be alarmed by the fire because that's just a sign that delicious meat is around, and sadly, the love of my life Oriental Kitchen has burned down, but there's a lady who has worked there and now she sells these glorious kimchi noodles, pork, and fried chicken. There's also a lemai or breadfruit chips that I love and some freshly made yeast donuts. You can also have some Chamorro treats like these cakes and this huge cookie. Then you can go home and eat your yummy food like I did. This is our last day in Guam. Just wanted to show you guys a true sign of being Chamorro. Look how many slippers. Look how many slippers are outside. You don't find that in the States. It's like literally only in Guam and the islands you can find not many slippers outside. Finally, I got to sing some karaoke with my family, and I had a fun time with them until I had to leave. I'll definitely come back to Guam, and I encourage you guys to go too. Until then, Esta, and thanks for watching.